Hi, my lovelies. You are going to be excited about this energy. And I don't know, maybe you're a little psyched out for the retrograde energy. Like, there's like 6 planets in retrograde. Mercury retrograde falls on the full moon, and it's like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? I did not mentally prepare for this. I got you, babe. These cards got you. The universe got you. There is some really great energy coming through. And if you are not experiencing this, like, you just gotta tune right back into your own energy. Anything that's like throwing you off, just push it away. Let it blow away in the air because this is a really cool reading. And we're going to talk about preparing ourselves for retrograde, for karmic energy, and for just heavy energy in general. But we're also going to work on transmuting that response to that type of energy so we can understand what it actually brings in for us and be able to respond to it better and more proactive so we can actually like seek in some of these or like reek in all of these like abundance. Like we got to get in receiving mode. So that's what we're going to talk about. Of course, if you're new to this channel, I do a 3 card pool reading like before I do a video, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I read these cards at 1:33, and then there's numerology right here on these cards too. We got this, okay? So the first card that I pulled was definitely the Lovers card, which, I'm much more excited about the Lovers card than I am any type of material gain. I ain't gonna lie, I like both, but I need me a partner. Not need, that came off strong, wow. Maybe that says a lot. But no, I really do. I really like new partnerships. I knew like friendships, lovers, romance, all of that. That is the type of energy I embody. And I am so for this card. This is the first card that I pulled out, and I'm ready for it. I'm hoping this is a reading for me, not y'all. Just kidding. Let's all share this energy. But, like, seriously, like, the Lover's card, we got the 6 up here. As above, so below. Everything that you've gone through karmically, you went through those transitions for a reason. It was to grow you as a person, and sometimes it's hard to understand. But these cards, I do like to have these confirmations for this energy, and this is just a very magical confirmation between the Lovers, the material gain, and the Hermit. That's what we got today. So like if that doesn't scream abundance to you and you don't see these numbers 699, like come on, babe. Get with it. It's coming in, and you just gotta learn how to start accepting it because it's coming in for you. It's not against you. Sometimes there's heavy things that come along with it, but that's part of the tower and that's part of the transition period. So just understand that like in order to get new things and experience new things, you have to let go of old things. It's just a part of that process because you can't have space for new if you're holding on to the old. So it's how it works out. Like we clean out our closet. Eminem. But we clean out our closet so we can make space for new des- designer dresses and beautiful shoes and stuff like that. I don't really care about that type of stuff, but like we like to have a new wardrobe, so we clean out our closet, right? So that's what we're doing. We clean out our closet, we make a new room for new things. So that is what the biggest lesson you gotta understand with this process. So just because a retrograde's coming up, it doesn't matter if it's Mercury in Gatorade or like any of these other planets. If you can understand what their actual benefit and their actual meaning behind that transition, you can understand to respond to it better instead of reacting and getting anxious. Like when you see those posts online, I used to get anxious. I was like, oh my god, Mercury retrograde. What am I gonna have to deal with now? Like, oh, like I hated that. But I started to do a lot more self-reflection and understand that you have to learn through these processes. Like if you're going through anything like troublesome with a partner or just like a job, like I was struggling continuing to look for jobs. Like I wanted a job. I needed money. I still need money. But like I started to accepting the universe blessing me, and so all of these energies came in through other people. And I didn't understand it at first. I wanted to push it away. People were helping me and I wasn't used to it. I've always been a Virgo. I'm always going to be a Virgo. Trust me on that one. But I've always been like this like closed alpha female, always taking care of myself. I taught myself how to cook, I taught myself how to clean, I taught myself how to like manage my own money. Not that great at it right now, but we're working on it. And it's just, it's always been me. It's always been me focused in on building on my own, away from everybody else, and just making sure that the things that I produce and come up with are just, they're raw and they're from me. And I didn't need anybody, or it's not even really about the whole needing somebody thing. It's that I don't want to burden people. That is like my biggest toxic trait is I feel like I'm burdening other people when they help me, and that doesn't make any sense, right? Like people won't go out of their way to help you if they feel burdened. If they feel burdened, they're not going to help you. So it's just something like I had to click and I had to understand that this is where the abundance was coming from. It was giving me new connections with new people, and it was allowing me to experience unconditional love. And that was like the biggest hardest lesson for me to learn through any of these retrogrades, because there was people coming in from my past, and I'm not even just talking about exes, just like companionships, friendships, connections. And when I started to realize that, some of those connections that dropped off in the past were actually a big reflection of who I am and some of the mistakes that I make, I started to learn a lot more about, like, some of my toxic traits, some of the things that I've done, and some of the things that I've ruined myself, because we can accept that. We can give ourselves credit for our failures too, because when we accept that we are not always right, then we can continue to grow and be, stronger, better, and just be able to, treat others and ourselves with more companionship, compassion, that's the word. So, like, when you're getting into a retrograde energy or a full moon energy, which I get like excited about the full moon, but it also messes with my menstrual cycle. Shouldn't really talk about that too much on here. I don't want to get in trouble. But like it messes with like my energy. I get really high, okay? I get really high and it's almost like a sugar rush, but I haven't had caffeine. I haven't had any sugar. I don't really drink a lot of sugar anymore. And I get very euphoric. I get really hyped up, and then my magic, my manifestations, they just like come in instantly, and it's like you really gotta understand that when you're experiencing these types of energies, don't be burdened, or don't connect so much. Don't disconnect, but don't connect so much with the outside world, because those sort of things could be other people's karma that you're like trying to get involved with, or not even trying, but other people are trying to leech onto you and get you involved with their karma. Don't allow yourself to do that during a retrograde or full moon energy, because this is about you. This energy is always going to be directly reflected about you. So maybe understand those connections and why people are trying to get that from you, but like really take the energy into consideration that you should spend a little bit more time like with your family, or even solo, and just focus on building and creating, and just um just creating a better state of abundance for yourself. So that means getting in tune with your schedule, getting in tune with like your creativity, meditating a little bit more, doing some bath rituals. That's really great for abundance. If you want some things to come into you and you really want them now, like take a spiritual bath, cleanse your house. I would really recommend that doing during a new moon, but you would really want your energy space clean anyway, just in general, because it allows things to flow freer in your mind and in your environment. So it's just a thing. But you just don't ever want to psych yourself out like overthinking, because that's like the biggest thing is we overthink constantly, and we're so concerned about like, what is this lesson, what is this karmic lesson. I don't want to repeat cycles. I don't want to keep doing the same experiences. Like I just want something new to come in. And if you really start to hone in on that energy and that belief that a retrograde does not mean the end of the world, then you can start to accept the change. You can start to accept the flourishing stage, because there's a butterfly passing by. There's so much to experience, and if you're just kind of letting yourself become overwhelmed by something that hasn't even happened yet, then you're just going to psych yourself out, and then you may you may experience the abundance and not even realize it because you've been stuck in like your own little world overthinking and stuff. So like let's not do that to ourselves. Let's learn how to understand this energy better. So what can we do? Obviously, it's the full moon tomorrow and it's the Mercury retrograde. So I'm going to tell you to make your full moon water. Get your jars ready, cleanse them out, get some water in there, put it in a space with the sun. I like to do mine with the sun and the moon, so it gets like the sunlight and the moonlight reflective. But that's just me. You can do it however you want. And then I put up a crystal grid. I do all kinds of things to get my energy space, and I just make it a ritual day. And when you do that, when you're really in tune with like your rituals, then you won't even have time or energy for the outside world anyway. Of course, you'll still do your normal things, especially if you're like a parent or you're married or something. Like you're still going to do your normal spouse things, but like you're going to be more tuned in with yourself than the outside world, and that will create a much more like energetic, magnetic law of attraction vibe for you. So like when you're calm, when you're collected, that's when things work out for you in a much more brightened view. Like you can see it happen better when you're not overthinking. Like I can't express that any more than I already have. But like when you're cleaning out, make sure you're organized, make sure that you are getting in tune with new things. Like the new moon is about clearing things out, getting rid of old things, and making space for new things. But the full moon is really about also making space for those things, but allowing them to come in because sometimes we block our own energy. We block our abundance because we're either like, oh, I don't want this help. Oh, I don't want this person giving me all this money, or I don't want this I don't I don't like, why is this universe being nice to me all of a sudden? Like we psych ourselves out sometimes. Like let's be real, like I've psyched myself out plenty of times. Like it happens, but it's normal. But you just got to learn how to not do that because you can really not experience the gratitude that comes in for you. So allow yourself to have your own energy space where your crystals, have some time for yourself, listen to some theta waves, and just make it about you. Make this energy journal. That's the next one. Here we go. Journal your thoughts. If there is any type of overthinking, if you're in any type of chaos mode because of all of the retrograde energy and all of the things that you're clearing out, just journal down and understand why you're, anxious about this. Is there something that, like trauma that you may be not necessarily experiencing that you may have experienced before, like, I hate to get so deep with you, but like if your parents were just never really like connected with you like emotionally, and it's hard for you to accept people like being able to communicate with you emotionally and vulnerable, then there may be some like blockages because you're not used to that type of energy. So understand and let go and release that sort of anxious feeling that like that you're not worthy of abundance, because that's like your biggest energy blocker, is that you don't really feel that you're worthy of what's been given to you. So don't ever feel unworthy. That is like probably number one, actually. I said number one already and I already forgot because that one's actually really important too. These are all really important pointers, but like don't don't allow yourself to feel unworthy of things working out for you. And I know that may sound silly to some people, but some of us really struggle with that. Like I know I struggled with it. I've said it a few times already. Like sometimes it's hard to accept outside help, and sometimes outside help is really the abundance you wanted because it's a real authentic connection. You get to learn somebody better, you get to understand who they are as a person, and you get to experience something with them. And that's like, I don't know, that is like the best form of abundance. Yeah, we could always use some more money for some bills. Like inflation's getting a little high. We need some food in our belly and in our cabinets. But like sometimes it's really a blessing to have these real authentic connections with people. So really respect and understand that if you're going through like any type of reconnect with somebody, don't push, don't shove, don't let that energy spark and over flame you, because sometimes it can be like a twin flame or a soulmate, and sometimes we get that euphoric feeling, and so we get super hype and we get so intense, and sometimes it's like, oh, we just either like cut it off because it was just a little too much and you're like, why did all of that happen? Or we just become I wouldn't even say too much, just sometimes we amplify things a little further than they should be. I don't know. I don't know so much about that one, but like, just like accept the things that are real, accept the things that are actually coming in for you, and just know that, maybe if somebody is coming up from your past, there may be some communication that y'all can make and close some doors, or reopen some like real connections, some real authentic vibes from them. And just understand that that's like the best form of abundance, because when we're actually experiencing real people and real connections, that's the highest form of unconditional love, is when you get and receive help from other people and you learn to accept that help, because that will create strong bonds, that will create real friendships, and that will create real connections. So that is the biggest lesson that you can take away from like the retrograde energy. Now, going into the full moon energy, if you're just mainly focused on like material gain and just building, sorry, my dogs, we got new wooden floors, my dog's tapping on the floor. I hope you can't hear that. But the thing is like the full moon is really about creating more for yourself, because we're all here to experience abundance. Like, there's nobody on this planet that does not deserve it. Well, okay, we'll not get we won't open that door. But like, a lot of us need to experience real authentic connections to understand gratitude and be much more in the understanding that people have more capability of changing and being a better person, or like just being there for you, or having like real authentic connections that we never experienced before, just in general. Like, those things can happen, and usually that's when we flourish more, because we understand, like, the world's not out to get us. Like, the world's not out to get you, babe, I promise. There's things coming in for you, and sometimes it just takes like a little push in the right direction, a little nudge from another person to get you on the right path. And you really got to have some gratitude for those types of connections, because they're important. And but maybe don't get attached to those connections, because that can happen too. Like, if you finally get like some unconditional love from somebody, and you're just like, you become like attached to their energy, understand that you yourself can be an energy vampire. I mean, I'm not talking like 24/7, but sometimes you can leech on or attach yourself to somebody because of the energy that they give you. But you have to understand that that was something that they authentically gave you. They don't owe you anything, and they don't. And if you keep, wanting to stay on that connection because of the things that they do for you and give you, like, that's not going to work out. It may have just been a spark in the right direction. So don't get too attached to things coming in. Let things blow with the wind, and that is like what's going to get you on the right path, and it's going to make things make a lot more sense, because you won't be so attached, you won't be so stuck somewhere, and you will understand how the world operates on a grander scale when you go through that wind vibration. So go with the wind, talk with the wind, and accept the wind pushing you in the right direction, because it's going to. And yeah, so if you have any like rituals, any magic, I would definitely recommend performing some magic tonight, because we are here to express to the universe what we want to bring into the universe. So, like, what I'm saying is, you have to express to the universe what you really ideally want, or you're going to confuse the universe. It's not going to present to you what exactly it is that you were looking for, and it's going to show you something else, and you're just going to get flustered. So journal that thought down, write a spell. I do a lot of pyro magic. I'm a little bit of a pyromaniac. But I do set things on fire, my intentions. I'm not condoning this. Be safe at home. But like, I'll have like my candle here inside of this little jar, and then I'll have my my witchcraft journal. I think my dog is sleeping on it, but I have my witchcraft journal, and I'll just put my intention down on that piece of paper. I'll rip it out, and then I'll set it on fire, and then that lets the universe know that I am on point. This is what I want, and please make it happen. Because when you express to the universe what you're trying to create, it understands what you want, and it's going to give that to you. So know that you're worthy. Write down those words and let the universe communicate with you through your intuition, trusting that intuition path, and understanding that, letting things go is usually the best indicator that new things are coming in for you. So letting go is the first step to receiving. So I hope today's video really sent a message. I hope it gets you on the right path. I hope you stay away from all those fishy Mercury Gatorade vibes, because people will psych you out online about Mercury retrograde. Oh, I'm so emotional. Like, no, some of y'all are just emotional, okay? I love you. Like, let's be real with ourselves. But you are going to receive so much abundance. Oh, I didn't even mention, it is a harvest moon, by the way. The harvest full moon. And this is a rare event. If you have not experienced all of these other rare moons this year, I don't know what y'all missing out on, but y'all missing out on a lot, because we had like 2 super moons this year. One was like the strawberry blood moon, and now we have the harvest moon falling directly with Mercury retrograde. Like, tell me about this year. It is so crazy. It's so abundant. It's been setting me on the right path. It took a lot for me to be pushed in the right direction. It's 1:55, but I finally just let go, and I finally accepted it. I stopped looking for a job. I started going to like organize myself. I got back to my schedule. I am getting on the right path, and sometimes it just takes a little bit of push from the wind. So I hope you guys enjoy this Mercury retrograde. Again, make your full moon water, and experience the abundance. And if it doesn't serve your purpose, cut it off. It's a hard lesson to learn, but we will get there one of these days. I promise you. All of us. Me too. Me included. So yeah, you guys enjoy your day. And if you guys have any comments, questions about like moon water, or what you can do as far as journaling the right intention to set you on the right path, leave a comment down below. I definitely respond to all of the comments and likes. And yeah, I am doing some really great updates to the website today. So if you do have any spell work, I do spell work on my website. You can request some time. You can always inbox me. And I'm also opening my floor up for commissions. I do artwork as well, so we can do orgonite pyramids. I do orgonite ashtrays and other things. I do a lot of things. So if you are looking into getting like some service for like curse clearing, fertility, I'm actually gonna do, I hope it's tomorrow. I'm really trying to talk to my best friend about this, but I'm trying to get into this fertility spell. We're gonna do some fertility magic. I really want this to work out really well for her, because she has, this is something that she's really, really prayed for. So we're going to do some fertility magic. It's going to be my first fertility spell, so good intentions all the way. And we're going to try something new. And yeah. No, I had another thing. I totally had another point. Nope. It was there. And it's gone. I think it was just the website. So yeah, if there's any type of services, I do them by request as well. So you can DM me on my website or any of my other social media apps. So I hope you guys really flourish this season with a harvest full moon. I know you will. I really do. Just accept the abundance coming in for you, okay? Love you. Take care. Make your full moon water. Bye.